Hey y'all, thanks for coming to school today. This is going to be the instructional video to make our dovetail joints as shown here for the drawer for nightstand project. So here we have our dovetail jig set up at a workbench. We have it clamped down using two F-clamps as shown. We can move over here and you'll notice that we have our drawer kind of put together here with the front, the back, and the sides. The outside is marked, that's the face that we want facing out. Then we've also marked corners 1, 2, 3, and 4 so that everything lines up. We're going to first start with this corner number 2. It doesn't really matter which one, I just selected corner number 2. I'm going to flip it so that it is inside out with corner number 2 towards me, facing me. I'm going to insert it into the jig as shown. I'm going to come over here and grab the adjacent corner, the other corner number 2 of my side. I'm going to flip it once again inside out, facing me. And I'm going to butt that up against the other corner in the jig as shown. What we need to do here is make sure that we are flush with that black template and that we are also butted right up against that little stop right there as shown. Once we're flush and we're butted up against that, we can go ahead and start to tighten the jig down, making sure that board doesn't go anywhere. Once again, that we're flush. Now we can make sure that our top board is butted up against the stop right there. We also want to make sure that it is flush with that side board. We don't have any gaps in there. Once we're good, we can go ahead and tighten that top piece down and make sure it's nice and snug. I like to take my finger in here and make sure that those boards are nice and flush. I don't feel a lip or anything like that. Then we can go ahead and grab the router, making sure that it's the router with the dovetail bit in. And I set the router on the template as shown. Now it's very important that on startup, the router bit is not touching the template yet. We're hanging just off the edge. We can go ahead and turn the router on, holding onto that firmly, putting our other hand in there. For this first pass, we're just going to take off a lot of the material. We're just going to come across as shown, just taking off a lot of that material so that way it doesn't get in our way. We can come back to the beginning here. And then I'm going to start to eat away a lot of that material within the template. Notice how I'm not going crazy fast or crazy slow here. Just want to eat a lot of that material away. And then once we're here, we can take that guide bushing, that silver guide bushing, and keep that nice and tight against that black template as we go back through just to really clean everything up and make sure we get a nice tight joint. Once we finish that, we can go ahead and turn the router off, keeping the router on the template until that comes to a full stop. It takes about 10 seconds or so, making sure that that is stopped before we remove the router from the jig. And go ahead, carefully set our router down. Now we can go ahead and take this top piece out. We're going to loosen those two screws. And we can slide that top piece out. And we should have a female dovetail joint that looks like that. We can go ahead and put that corner back. We can grab the adjacent corner number 3. We're going to insert that right back into the jig. as we did the first one. Making sure everything is flush, tightening that back down. Now I can take my side piece out. I'm holding onto my side piece with one hand so it doesn't fall onto the floor, and unscrewing each screw one at a time. Carefully slide that out. We should have a male end that looks like that. That is corner number 2. We're going to take that corner number 3, making sure that 3 and 3 line up. Remember, inside out. We're going to insert that back into the jig, making sure everything is flush and tightening that down. Double checking to make sure all edges are flush. And now we can move ahead with our router step. Thanks for watching.